Hello friends, this is Bhagat Singh. Welcome to our channel BRILL Learnings. In this video, I will explain previous year maths methodology questions related to CTET Paper 1 which was conducted in the month of December 2024. If you are new to our channel, please subscribe and watch this video till end. And if you like the video, don't forget to hit the like button and share with your friends. Let's get started. Which of the following is least appropriate about formative assessment in mathematics classroom? So what is formative assessment? Formative assessment is an ongoing process used to monitor students' learning and progress. In this formative assessment, we have continuous feedback system to both teachers as well as students, due to which it is easy to identify where student is lagging, so that we can give additional support in those areas to the students. Let's check all these options one by one. It helps to identify students' misconceptions. This formative assessment mainly focused on identifying individual needs, misconceptions, and progress to adjust teaching on learning strategies. That is why the first option is highly appropriate here. Let's check the second statement. It provides cumulative evaluation that helps to rank children. It is the characteristics of summative assessment. What is summative assessment? Summative assessment means which happens after the instruction, whereas formative assessment happens during the instruction. So this is least appropriate here. Let's check the third statement. To check the progress of student during the instructional activities. It is the key function of formative assessment here. The definition of the formative assessment itself, the third statement. So here it is also highly appropriate here. Let's check the last statement. To identify students' conceptual understanding. This is also highly appropriate here. So second one here is the least appropriate. Let's move on to the next question. A primary class mathematics teacher gave his students the following problem to solve. How many classes of 28 pupils would be needed for a school of 616 pupils? One of the students solved the problem in the following way. Here the student broke the whole value into parts to make division by 28 easier. So like this he has divided 280, 280 and 56. If I divide these values with 28, he divided whole value into 3 parts to make division by 28 easier, and then he applied sum here. So you can write these values like this: 10 parts, you will get 10 here, and then here 2. So total in it is an example of distributive property where division is distributed over the sum of the parts which constitute whole part. So here if you observe, student divided the whole part into 3 parts. That means here we have distributive property, as well as if you observe here, division is also applied here, division is also here, and then finally he added all the parts. That means sum also here. That is why the algorithm used by the student here demonstrates as the fourth option is the highly appropriate here. Distributive law of division across addition to solve the problem is the most appropriate answer here. So fourth one is the answer. Let's move to the next question. What is the most appropriate cognitive skill that helps students to recognize and group shapes according to their attributes and properties? Here they are asking, based on the attributes and properties, student has to recognize group shapes. Most relevant option here is classification. In classification, student is able to recognize the things based on its properties. For example, triangle has 3 sides, quadrilateral has 4 sides. Based on these properties, they can divide all the triangles into one group and all the quadrilaterals into one group. Let's check other options as well. First one is conservation. What is conservation? In this stage, student is in a thought that quantity will remain same, though there is a change in shape or arrangement. So for example, for your understanding, I have a wide measuring jar here and a thin measuring jar here. Liquid in these two jars up to the same level only. Here student is in a thought that these two have the same quantity. Let's check the second option, decomposition. In decomposition, student is able to break down the shape into different parts. but based on the properties he cannot, he just has the spatial reasoning knowledge only, but based on the properties he cannot divide, he cannot distinguish any, he cannot group any shapes. Okay, let's check the fourth option, seriation. Seriation means arranging of objects or anything in sequence based on the attributes like size or length, but not on the based on the properties. And 2, 4 are not based on the properties, they can group the things, but whereas third one, classification, based on the attributes and property they can group the shapes. Okay, so third one is our most appropriate answer here. Let's move on to the next question. Students feel difficult in solving division problem because division problems have no utility in daily life. It's a wrong statement, because if I have 10 mangoes with me, if I want to share those 10 mangoes among 5 students, what I will do, I'll divide those 10 mangoes by 5, each one will get 2 mangoes here. So that is why these division problems have utility in daily life. The second one, there are no informal ways of solving this division problem. No, we have so many informal ways. Just now I have told you, if I have 10 mangoes, I'll divide those values by 5. If I don't know this division, what I'll do, first I'll share each one mango. I'll give each one mango only. And then if I left a few more mangoes, I will share again each one mango. Then I'll left with 0 mangoes. Because I have only 10 mangoes, I have shared 2 to each person. That is why I have left no mangoes. So in these informal ways also I can do division problems. So this is also wrong statement. Let's check this third statement. For solving division problems, students need to know addition, subtraction, multiplication thoroughly. This is the best option here, because these are the prerequisite skills: addition, subtraction, multiplication. For example, if I take 28 here, divide this value with 25, 25 ones are 25, so 3 left. So I have applied subtraction here, multiplication also I have applied here, right? So I got these 2 options. Where I will get this addition? For example, divisor, dividend, quotient, and then remainder. If I want to find the value of dividend, they have given, for example, let us take, they have given divisor value, quotient value, and remainder value. If I want to find the value of dividend, what I will do, I'll just multiply this divisor with quotient and then add up this remainder, so that I will get dividend value, right? Dividend value is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. In that case, I have added this value here, right? That is why for solving the division problems, one must have the command over, proficiency over this addition, subtraction, and multiplication. So this is the right option here. Third one is the right answer. Let's check the fourth option as well. Students do not like the sign of division. It's just a matter of sign only. This sign itself doesn't cause any difficulty solving the problems. So third one is the right answer. Let's move on to the next question. Most grade 2 are unable to add 2 quantities like 4 candies and 3 candies, but when asked to do 4 plus 5 on a worksheet, a large number of the same set of learners is unable to do so. What is the most appropriate explanation of this observation according to National Curriculum Framework 2005? First one, learners are not intended to learn real life mathematics. It's wrong statement. According to the NCF 2005, learners are not ready for the use of abstract mathematical symbols. This is the right option here. Second one is the most appropriate option here. Learners are not taught additions properly. This is wrong statement. Some learners are poor in mathematical skills. This is also wrong statement. That means with this, what we can understand, with the help of concrete objects, they can easily do additions. Whereas using the abstract representation of numbers or mathematical symbols or mathematical operations, it will become somewhat difficult for the grade 2 as per the NCF 2005. Let's move on to the next question. The third standard student, when asked to write 105 in numeral form, he or she writes it as 1005. That indicates that here student wrote 1005 instead of 1005 instead of 105, which indicates misunderstanding of place value. It suggests that she or he needs more help in understanding the concept of place value. First one is the right answer. Let's move on to the next question. Jasmine said a rectangle has two pairs of opposite sides parallel. A square also has two pairs of opposite sides parallel, and so does a parallelogram. So both rectangles and square also parallelogram. Jasmine is at dash stage of Van Hille's theory of geometric thinking. I'll explain all these options one by one. First one is L1, that is visualization. It is the first stage of Van Hille's theory of geometric thinking, in which student can categorize the shapes based on the overall appearance. For example, if a student knows about square, if I draw a rectangle, ask him what is the shape, he'll straight away tell that it is a square because it's look like a square. That is the first stage. Coming to the second stage. In this analysis is the second stage of Van Hille's theory of geometric thinking, in which students start analyzing the properties, but we just list out all the properties of all the shapes, but we will not compare those properties with the other properties of any other shapes. Let's check the relationship, which is the third stage of Van Hille's theory of geometric thinking, in which student is able to make connection between the other shapes based on their properties. So here, this is the apt one. Final one is formal deduction. The formal deduction is the fourth stage of Van Hille's theory of geometric thinking. In this stage, they have a strong command over the properties of all shapes. Even they can derive the theorems and axioms in order to prove the relation between the shapes, different types of shapes. So here the best option is relationship, third stage. Let's move on to the next question. Which of the following is most appropriate for including open-ended questions in mathematics class? So these open-ended questions encourage the students to analyze, synthesize, and evaluate information, thereby fostering critical thinking and deeper understanding of mathematical concepts. In order to develop critical thinking among the students and better, deeper understanding of the mathematical concept. So that is the main reason behind these open-ended questions. So first one is the correct option here. So first one is the right answer. Let's move on to the next question. Which of the following statements are true with respect to data handling? First, what is data handling? Data handling means collecting, organizing, analyzing, and interpreting the data. That is called data handling. In data handling, we have different types of representations like line graphs, pie charts, tabular graphs. Those are nothing but bar graphs, histograms, and graphical, different kinds of graphical representations we have. So, we'll check all these statements one by one. A line graph is used to show comparison among the categories of data. It is wrong. Actually, a line graph displays the data that changes continuously over the period of time. If you observe the fourth statement here, a graph that displays the data that changes continuously over the period of time. It is also wrong. Why? Line graph displays the data that changes continuously over a period of time. For example, I am drawing this. So on this x-axis, we have time. Okay. On y-axis, for example, take number of students. Okay. So first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, like that. First year, 10. Second year, 15. Third year, 20. Fourth year, again 10. Fifth year, somewhere 25. Okay. So that means it displays the data that changes continuously over the period of time. This is called line graph. Whereas bar graph used to show comparison among the categories of data. This is bar graph. For example, I am telling fruits and number of fruits. Two columns are number of fruits and fruits given. First type of fruit, apple, 10, mangoes, 15, oranges, 20, Next, any other fruit, kiwi, 20. So if they have given data like this, if I want to represent on the tabular form, I can represent like this. First, apple, mangoes, oranges, kiwi. On the x-axis, it will look like this bar graph. First one is 10, so second one is 15. Okay, third one is 20, oranges 20, and kiwi also 20. It will look like this is called bar graph represent. It shows the comparison here. This one is lesser than this one, and this one is lesser than this one. These two are equal like this. This shows the comparison between the categories of data, which bar graph. So that is why in the first statement they have given line graph, second statement they have given bar graph. If I interchange these two statements, then both statement will be correct. Let's check the second statement. A histogram used to compare the parts of a whole. No, it is also wrong statement. Why? Because histogram is used to represent the continuous data. For example, they will give intervals and frequency here. Frequency. So 1 to 10, 5 frequency, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, like this. Frequency will be some 7 or 8, 10, like this. So there will be continuous data here, 20, 20, 30, 30. No break between these. If I represent on x and y axis, then it will be look like this. It is also similar to bar graphs only, but it will be continuous here. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, like this. So here 5, here 10, here 15, like this. Okay. If I represent first one, 1 to 10 interval. What is the frequency here? 5, up to 5. 1 to 10 means it will be like this only. Next, 10 to 20, it is 6. That means somewhere here. Okay, it will be like this. Next, 20 to 30, it is 7. Again, it will be like this. 30 to 40, it is 40. 30 to 40, it is 40 means it will be 40 means somewhere here, like this. There will be no gaps between these bars. Okay, this is the main difference. Here in this histogram, continuous data will be there, but histogram used to compare the parts of whole is wrong statement, whereas pie chart is used to compare the parts of whole part. Pie chart, what is pie chart? Pie chart means it will be like this. It is total is 100. Out of total, they will take some sectors. Means this portion will be 10% will be this much, and 30% will be other item. Remaining 40% will be other item, and remaining value will be other item. Like that. Out of the total part, some part will be represented in pie chart. So this statement is also wrong statement. Our answer is third one. Third one is our answer. A graphical representation of data is easier to understand when there is a trend or comparison to be shown. So this is the right answer here. Let's move on to the next question. A child solved a problem 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 equal to 2 by 5. What is the most appropriate inference drawn from the solution? First one, child doesn't know how to represent fraction on the number line. This option is wrong. Why? Nothing to do with the representation of fraction on the number line here. So second one, child has extended the concept of addition of natural numbers to the addition of fractions. This is the most appropriate here. So let's check the third option. Child doesn't know the addition of numbers. So this is also wrong. Child doesn't know how to take LCM. Here, child may not know the concept of LCM here, but as compared to the second option, this is lesser appropriate here. That is the second one is the most appropriate. Here, the child extended the concept of addition of natural numbers to the addition of fractions. Directly he added above numbers 1 plus 1, 2. So numerator numbers and then denominators he added up into. So let's move on to the next question. According to NEP 2020, mathematics and computational thinking is to be given increased importance as because First of all, what is computational thinking? Computational thinking means breaking down the complex problems into manageable parts. So that is computational thinking. Here, according to NEP 2020, mathematics and computational thinking is to be given more importance because it is a foundation for evolving the technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science, etc. So that is the most appropriate answer here. Let's move on to the next question. According to National Curriculum Framework 2005, mathematics teachers need shift towards first NCF 2005 mainly focuses on developing understanding and reasoning levels of a student, and it is a student-centric learning process. Here, it also encourages the inquiry level of a student, critical thinking all. That is why second one is the best suitable answer here. Mathematical reasoning and logic. Second one is the right option here. So if you observe first statement, promoting memorization and rigorous algorithm, no need of doing rigorous algorithm, lengthy algorithm and everything. So becoming sole authority for right answers. This is also not correct answer. So second one is the only B statement is right here. Let's move on to the next question. Which of the following is the most effective way to introduce the concept of area to 4th grades? The most effective way to introduce the concept of area to 4th grade student is approximation and estimation. Second one is the best suitable. While introducing the concept of area, second one is the best one here. Remaining three options also related to calculating the area only, but while introducing the concept of area to the 4th grade students, approximation and estimation will bring forth intuitive understanding of areas. So that is why second one is the right answer here. Which of the following is not related to Indian mathematics? Okay, first Surya Siddhanta. Surya Siddhanta is an ancient Indian astronomical treatise. It is a treatise, not text. Treatise means which has the detailed insights of great scholars. So it is related to mathematics. Okay, astronomical mathematical calculations are included in that book. That is why this is related to mathematics. First one. Second one, Bodhavina Sulba Sutra. It is also a ancient text on mathematics, like geometry and mathematics mainly. It focuses on the constructions of altars. For construction of altars, geometric calculation will be included. It is also related to mathematics here. Third one is Lilavati. Lilavati is a treatise prepared by the Bhaskaracharya. It includes algebra, arithmetic, and geometric calculation. So it is also related to mathematics. Third one is also related to mathematics. Charak Samhita, which is not related to, it is a text. It is a text on medicines, Ayurveda, not on mathematics. So this is the wrong ones, not related to mathematics. This is our option. Okay. With this, I have completed Maths Methodology previous year questions related to CTET Paper 1, which was conducted in the month of December 2024. If you have any queries, please post in the comment section. I definitely reply your post. Before winding the session, I have a small request. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel because it will boost me to do more videos. Thank you. We will meet in the next video.